Hello and welcome again, folks. Today we are going to continue looking at the different kinds of electronics components. We have already looked at resistors and we have looked at capacitors. Today we are going to look at inductors, and between resistors, capacitors and inductors, these form the three main pillars of what are known as passive components in electronics. Now, what we mean by passive is as opposed to active is components like let's say switches, resistors, capacitors, inductors of course, and those kind of elements, connectors. These are all considered passive electronics. Active is components like transistors, diodes, MOSFETs, integrated circuits and so on. And among passive components, resistors, capacitors and inductors are like the main triad. These are the three main components around which a lot of electronics used to be built, and it still relies a lot on these components to build circuits. So let's quickly look at inductors. Again, I have this old circuit here with me, and if you notice this little black toroid or donut shaped thing with some wires on it, and that is a inductor. There's another one here that is also an inductor, and an inductor basically consists of two things. One is the magnetic element, which could be iron or anything that's magnetic. In this case, this is a ferrite ring, which is basically like a ceramic, but that has ferrite or iron content to make it magnetic. And this one is kind of a cylinder with the wire wound around it like a bobbin, and then it's just covered in a protective heat shrink sleeve. And you'll notice this inductor has two different colors of wires, there's white and red. So that probably is like the two different windings of the transformer. Even the white ones could possibly be two different windings, because I can see there are 6 pins over here. So it's most likely 3 different windings over here. Now, what an inductor does is sort of a complementary of a capacitor. As we see in a capacitor, if you apply voltage, stores that as a charge, and then when you remove the voltage, it discharges through whatever other circuit path that it can find. For example, if it's connected through an LED, it will continue to pass current through the LED, which glows for a short duration. That's something we saw the other day. But an inductor is a device that sort of tries to resist a change in current, in very simple words. I won't go down a lot into the technical part of it, but basically the inductor will be useful in a lot of cases where you want to have let's say a power supply, where you want to combine it with an integrated circuit to provide you a certain amount of voltage or current by using it in combination with, let's say, a capacitor and an integrated circuit. So it's a pretty useful component. Usually, if you look at a lot of filters, a lot of them are built using inductors and capacitors. Those are called LC filters, or L for inductance, C for capacitor. So an LC filter is inductor capacitor. You also have LCR filters, which have additional resistive elements. Besides that, it's used in power supplies. It's used a lot in anything that involves high frequencies, let's say television sets or radio sets or audio devices and so on. All of the transformers you see in your house, they are all basically inductors of one form or another. So they are pretty commonly used and pretty important part of the whole electronics component scene. So you can see on the screen here that here's a couple of different types of inductors that are shown. 2 of them are cylindrical, the green and the black one, and 2 of them are donut shaped. We call them as toroids because they are toroidal shape. And it's kind of easy to actually build your own inductor. If you take a piece of nail, for example, and wind lots and lots of wire around it, and then you apply a little voltage to it, you'll find that the nail turns into a magnet. That's a common science project that a lot of us did when we were young kids. So that's something you can try it out at home. If you have a long piece of wire and 1.5 volt battery or a 9 volt battery, try it out. You can make a magnet out of a normal nail. So that's about it for inductors for today, and I'll see you around the next time.